Could Eric Stokes be another cornerback reclamation project for the Falcons that this time actually works?
You are Locked On Falcons, your daily Atlanta Falcons podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Locked On Falcons, which is part of the Locked On Podcast Network, which is now the #1 sports podcast network in all of the galaxy. And today's Locked On Falcons is brought to you by Gametime. Download the Gametime app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDON for $20 off your first purchase. Now, if you don't know me, I'm your humble host, Aaron Freeman, a.k.a. the Jolly Green Giant. I've been covering the Atlanta Falcons for 2 decades, formerly at FalcFans.com, RIP. Still going strong here on Locked On Falcons, your daily Atlanta Falcons podcast. And today's daily Atlanta Falcons podcast is a continuation of the conversation that I had with Jarvis Davis of Locked On Sports Atlanta on the most recent episode, talking about some local guys that the Falcons could potentially target in free agency. And in this one, we're specifically talking about former Georgia cornerback Eric Stokes, who could be the latest former first-round cornerback that the Falcons try to bring in to reclaim to play across from A.J. Terrell. And we'll talk about Ian Cunningham, the Falcons GM's potential to find some diamonds in the rough, similar to D. Alford, which leads Jarvis and I into a tangent about how we felt about some recent games, as well as the current state of Atlanta sports. So a pretty typical Aaron Jarvis mess around that normally hits the cutting room floor on the Friday shows, but you get to see all of our shenanigans in their full glory. So without further ado, let's jump right into that conversation about Eric Stokes' potential in Atlanta right now. And I know, Jarvis, we were talking earlier about, some cornerback options, and I'm going to probably get into that on a future episode here over the weekend as we gear up for free agency. And another guy that kind of fits the bill as a local guy that maybe could be a buy low sort of option that you mentioned is Eric Stokes. So for the listeners, tell them, what are your thoughts on that potentially as an option as well at the cornerback position?
He was a guy that I thought coming out of Georgia was overdrafted. Right. Everybody was riding that wave, and then he ran the 4.3. And it was just like, I was like, yep, he gone. He gone. And I think there was a lot of unnecessary expectations put on him because of that draft position, because of the speed. And when I look at the size, the length, press man is I'm feeling it. That's what I feel when I look at him, right? And we know what Jeff Ulbrich wants to do. He wants to send pressure. And guess what? When you want to send pressure, you got to be able to play some man coverage and put your hands on some wide receivers. And I think that Eric Stokes is built like that to be able to do that. Now, you don't want to put him in too many of those situations, obviously, because like I said, it's a reason why he's a free agent. But when you're talking about what a guy looks like, what he can do well, pretty consistently. And like I said, man, this is all about finding value in this time of year. And to sit up here and bring out the negatives of what a guy can do, yeah, that's easy. But when you look at how he's built, potentially be able to come home, and you're talking about long, 6'1", not big corner, still got some speed, and playing man coverage pretty consistently. Those are the type of guys that I would love to have a conversation with. And I think that Eric Stokes would be one of those guys. He'll be a prime candidate for Ian Cunningham to have a conversation with.
Yeah, I think Stokes would qualify as a potential reclamation project, right? Yeah. We've seen the Falcons try this before. It didn't quite work with some former first-round picks. Thinking, hey, we'll get these guys, we'll buy low and maybe we'll get a big swing. It's like, hey, Jeff Okudah didn't work. Darqueze Dennard didn't quite work. CJ Henderson didn't quite work. Mike Hughes didn't quite work. All these former first-round corners that, didn't quite work here in terms of solidifying that CB2 spot. But, hey, why not try it one more time? Maybe the magic will happen. Again, the idea behind it.
Swinging, baby. The
idea behind it wasn't wrong from Terry Fontenot. They just didn't quite execute it. right? It's like maybe they just needed a former first round pick. I guess technically done Jeff Okudah from Texas. No, I'm sorry. I was like, maybe they just need a guy from Georgia. Maybe that's the secret sauce.
Yeah. It works every now and then.
Yeah, something about that red clay, right, Jarvis? That is
man. That red dirt, baby, is something serious, man. It's different. It's different.
It's just you're looking for lockdown corners. That's the secret sauce, right? That's the secret ingredient.
You want some guys whose hands are able to touch their knees when they're standing straight up. You know what I mean? Like, that's the type of guy you want. Those long dudes, man. You want long dudes.
Yeah. Pause. No, don't pause. We still got more to come here on today's Locked On Falcons, where Jarvis talks about his excitement for the upcoming free agent period, and somehow we get on some tangents about D. Alford, how we felt after the Dolphins game, the state of Atlanta sports. You know how Jarvis and I do. So tangents galore coming as we wrap up today's Locked On Falcons. So we live in a world where you can stream anything, order food in minutes, and you carry supercomputers in your pocket. But somehow buying tickets to a live game still feels complicated. Hidden fees, jumping prices, endless steps. There has to be a better way. That's why I use Gametime. It gives the fans the advantage. It makes getting tickets easier, simple. Whether we're talking NFL games, concert, comedy, music, theater, whatever you're into, right? You can jump on the app, check out tickets for an upcoming game, and it takes just mere minutes. You get the panoramic seat views for every seat before you buy. The price you see is the price you pay because it includes all fees, no surprises at checkout. So it just takes 2 taps and you have great seats locked in. It's fast, it's easy, it's done. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets by downloading the Gametime app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDON, and you'll get $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code LOCKEDON for $20 off. Download Gametime today. And it is tax time, but for a lot of us, the old way of doing taxes is a lot, right? Trying to book an appointment that's not the most convenient, sitting in the waiting room with a stack of papers, emailing back and forth, wondering if they really get your situation. But this year, you're getting a major upgrade. Intuit TurboTax now has in-person locations nationwide. You can meet face-to-face with a real tax expert, and your documents get uploaded straight to your TurboTax app on the spot. And just like that, you're done. Your TurboTax expert works to get you every dollar you deserve while you get real-time notifications as you go about your day. It's the relief of walking in and meeting a real person and walking out knowing your taxes are being handled right. Head to TurboTax.com/local to find a store near you and book your appointment today. So, anything else, Jarvis, before we get out of here?
No, man. I think I know we get excited about the new league year starting all that every year, but I don't know, something just feels different about this one. I don't know if it's because obviously part of it is because Ian Cunningham is new. Want to kind of see what the moves he's making, who he's tied to, who they're connected to, because we know more than likely they're not gonna sign anyone on Monday because that's when the big money guys get their deals done. I'll just be really interested to see as it gets later on in Monday, start rolling into Tuesday, maybe late Monday night, if they're starting to get connected with guys. And I'm like, oh, okay. I'll be interested to see who like the first guy that they're connected to, because that type of stuff gets me excited, man. Because I'm so fascinated with team building. Like, it just gets me excited, man. I'll be ready to go. Like, okay, what you trying to do here? You know what it is, So maybe he can find the next D offer, like some guy nobody was really checking for, and come in and give you some valuable starter reps for you and some good times, and you're gonna had a couple bad times as well. Well, not a couple. I know you probably say a lot more than that, but he had some bad times and he had some good times,
For the record, Jarvis, I am not as big a D. Alford hater as you like to pretend on this podcast. I've spent most of my time here on this podcast defending D. Alford. I just basically said after last year, after that Vikings game, look, you're not going to catch me on that island.
Hey, bro, I just have in my head, when in that Minnesota game, you were sitting there watching that game. You're like, man, they need to cut the offer, man.
No, I actually was laughing, Jarvis. It was hilarious to me watching this man struggle so much in the game. Like, I wasn't even mad. It was so bad. It was like pure comedy watching him like look around, not being like I wasn't even mad about it. Like, so that Vikings game to me was pure comedy watching the film. Like, I wasn't even upset like the rest of the fan base was. I was just like, this is hilarious.
And then Addison went off too.
Yeah.
Bro, they couldn't stop nobody that game.
It's like, oh, who's AJ Terrell covering? Throw it to the other guy.
That's it, bro. Like, it don't even matter who
every single time. Touchdown every single time.
It don't even matter who he's not covering. Like, they're gonna eat.
Sam Darnold was just sitting back there, just being like, "Man, this is easy."
Eating them folks alive, dog. Eating them alive, man. And you know what? I'm tired of that, man. Like, I'm tired of that. And we got the chance to kind of like really, for the most part, enjoy this defense and putting the quarterback on the ground and all that stuff, man. Especially on like primetime games, because the motto for Locked On Falcons podcast, like, don't embarrass me.
Yeah,
that's the motto on primetime game, and they did for the most part. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I want to see a lot more of that. Can we do that on the regular games when it's just a regular old Sunday at 1:00?
Yeah,
because Lord knows there were so many times, especially that Dolphins game, man. I remember walking on the sideline. I forgot who I was talking to. We was just walking and talking. It was just like, man, this game's just got a bad vibe to it. Because I was walking down there I was on the Miami's end, and just while looking at some of their players, and all of them defensive linemen were kind of like eye level to me and up. I was like, y'all some big mofos. I ain't know y'all is. I ain't know y'all would hold like this, you know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, it's just, and then as soon as that bad boy kicked off, I was like, oh, that's what that feeling was. So nah, man, I'm tired of that. Can we just play how we're supposed to play every Sunday? And then, when you get into a close game, just have an opportunity to win that bad boy in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, that whole thing was funny because it's like, we're used to the Falcons on national television embarrassing us, and then, it's funny. They played their best ball in all the primetime games the last 2 years. Like, say what you will about the Raheem Morris era, but they never embarrassed us on national TV across those 2 years. Yeah, man. 1:00 games on a Sunday, oh, those were rough.
You don't know what you're gonna get.
Just the regular games,
just shake them up, shake them up, shaking them dice, bro. That's it.
And like, it's funny because, like, I try to be above it all. I try not to get too emotional about the games. Never get too high after the wins, never too low after the loss. But that Dolphins game, man, I remember doing the squad show the next Monday, and I was still pissed, and I didn't realize how pissed I was. I was still pissed. It's been years since I felt that way about a game. I was just like, oh man, I'm still going through it right now. Bro, this is what every other fan feels on a daily basis throughout the season. And I was
1,000%, man. And it's, we're at a space where we should be able to grow out of that at some point. At some point, we got to be able to grow out of that, man. So, I feel Ian Cunningham is in a good spot because the bar is low. Oh, it's low. It is so low. This team has been so mid for so long. All you got to do is just give us some light. Give some light. Shine a little light on this organization and start building something. Because if you build something and it's sustainable and it looks real, when I put my hands on it, I'm like, oh, okay. Man, okay. That's real right there. And, you kind of dig a little deeper and you still like, oh, it's still real. Oh, this is okay. I can get with this. Man, you don't have fans for life, and I promise you can have fans for life, man, because thirsty. The city is thirsty right now. You see what's going on with the Braves?
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't look good.
Yeah.
I'm not putting my faith in the Hawks. I will not do that.
I understand.
Right.
I understand.
Yeah.
Someone's got to emerge to carry the torch for the
no. We just waiting, baby. Just grab the torch, man. Just grab it. Maybe it's an omen because his father worked with the '96 Olympics. You know what I'm saying? He was a big dog. Doing his thing up there. Maybe that can be like, oh, Muhammad Ali had the torch back then.
Mm-hmm.
Now Ian Cunningham is grabbing the mythical torch to carry through the city to get this Falcons professional football team looking like a professional football team.
Absolutely. So
there we go.
We look forward to it. We'll see.
How did we get here again?
I don't know. It started with the Alfred conversation, and then we
talk about the '96 Olympics.
Yeah, bro. That's how it goes, Jarvis. Third second.
Yes. Yes.
How do we get here? Yeah, that's every single time.
How about that for a tease?
Yeah. So, guys, that's going to do it for us here on today's episode. We'll probably continue the conversation, breaking down some of the corners in this impending free agent class. We'll have some content over the weekend, last-minute cram sessions to get you guys geared up for Monday's legal tampering period that will probably be relatively quiet for the Atlanta Falcons. But, we will do everything in our power to make sure that you are fully prepared once we get to Monday, even if the Falcons aren't necessarily going to make that big splash that we all would love to see. And certainly someone like myself who creates content for a living would love to be able to come at you Monday evening, breaking down the biggest signing that the world has ever seen. But, in the meantime, we'll get more into the cornerback class of free agents and potentially if the Falcons are going to make a big splash that may come at the cornerback position. We can talk about that on tomorrow's episode. Continue to make Locked On Falcons your first listen on YouTube or wherever you listen to podcasts. Check out Locked On NFL, Locked On NFL Draft, get you geared up with all things going on around the league, as well as get you geared up for this upcoming 2026 NFL Draft. And make sure you check out the Everydayer Club. The offseason does not exist for the Everydayer. Continue the conversation in the premium Locked On Podcast Network Discord, as well as get a ad-free version of Locked On Falcons. And if you use the coupon code Free Agency through March 15th, when free agency, you will get 1 month free of the Everydayer Club. So go check it out at the link in the description below at lockedonfalcons.supercast.com. It is all part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.